Ruth, thank you so much. I'm happy to see that you're all wearing those t-shirts because I want to talk about something kind of chilly for just a couple minutes. I would like to talk about snow and ice and hail. These are the solid forms of water, and you guys know the water can be found in three forms because you've learned this over and over again. Easy stuff, liquid, solid, gas. But let's review. The gas form could be steam, and the liquid form could be rain. See, water has the magical ability to change form. Water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. It's amazing stuff. Here's a little model of a snowflake I brought with me. You get a lot of this stuff up here. And so you probably know water freezes at 32 degrees and turns into ice or snow. But you might not know this. A snowflake can hold an electrical charge. That means it can attract other flakes to itself while it's falling from the sky. So what starts out as a small thing can actually expand to very large size. Hello. Then it contracts and melts and turns back into water. Now that I have pumped you up, I want to tell you some interesting facts about snow. Who's listening? Cool. Fact number one, no two snowflakes in the world are the same. Every snowflake is a unique creation. Just like you. Fact number two, snowflakes look like they're white. I mean, you see out in the mountains here. But they're not white at all. They're colorless. Fact number three, inside every snowflake is a grain of dust. And that's what the water freezes around. If we didn't have dust in the atmosphere, you wouldn't have any snow, figuratively. So, here's what you need for a good snowstorm. You need dust in the atmosphere, which you have, even though you can't see it. You need 32 degrees or less, that's freezing. And you need some precipitation, you need some water. That could be up in the atmosphere where you can't see it either. Well, the last thing you need is a little imagination. And if you feel a little chill coming on, it's because we got a snowstorm happening right inside here. Whew. Cold already. So now you know that inside a single water drop or even a flake of snow, there's some pretty cool magic happening. Now I'm going to ask you guys a question. Be honest, how many people like to study science here? It's usually about half the audience, but I'm guessing more with you guys. Cool. Maybe about 2/3 of the audience. By the way, Stampede past Washington gets 430 inches of snow a year. Science? Yeah, I did too, Rodan. Science teaches us so many things. So if you guys like to study science, but some of you aren't quite sure, here's what I did for you. I made a list of sciences, and I want to share them with you because I'm kind of hopeful that when you see this list of different sciences, some of you might be inspired to learn more about one of these. So since I can never decide which one I like best, I brought a whole bunch of them with me. But let's start with my favorite science of all time, and the one that we're really talking about here today, the science of water we all know and love, and called hydrology. Now remember guys, the hydro refers to the hydrogen in the water. You know, 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. So it makes sense. Okay, I want to ask you some tough questions, so put on your thinking caps here. Cool. Good job. Question 1, what is science? Well, it's the study of things. Some think of science as the building of a rocket, or the force behind a rocket, or the ball because you whack it, or the heat inside your jacket, or the cold of insulation in your jacket doesn't hack it. Or the thermal radiation of a lamp inside a socket, or the study of the fuzzy stuff you find inside your pocket. Hey! Don't knock it. It's all science. Alright, scientists, put on your thinking caps. We got a tough question. What is science? It's the study of things. All things. First was anthropology, molecular biology, astronomy, gemology, and also pharmacology, and chemistry, zoology, and then there's herpetology, and botany, cosmology, and don't forget psychology. Anatomy, ecology, and then there's archaeology. We must have dermatology and anesthesiology, pathology, geology, and clinical neurology, and physics, and oncology, and epidemiology. With all this terminology, I say without apology. My favorite thing is the study of hydrology. Can I go on? All right. Question. What is the study of hydrology? That's a good question. Water science. Let's talk about it. Well, water science might include the study of a fish in food, the ocean, or a riverbed, or water sloshing in your head, a turtle, or a diving well, this inside your ginger ale. The paper trail behind a plane, the moisture in a hamster brain, the fog upon a coastal plain, the stuff that trickles down your drain, the study of a water main, pollution down an acid rain. Hydrology, you won't forget, is studying a world that's wet. I thank you. right now. Hey, let's see what Lisa's doing. She was traveling around Big Bear last time we talked.
Hey, Kevin, are you in the middle of something?
Oh, no, just a little rap routine. Listen, I see some water in the background. Where are you? Lisa, please tell us.
We're here at one of our local reservoirs, just making a quick stop so you can see where our water is.
Cool. Reservoirs are amazing places, and I'm glad we have a chance to see this one up close. Tell us more, if you would, about Big Bear's reservoir.
Reservoirs help to make sure that there's water in case of an emergency and our supply is cut off.
Yep, and during a drought like you had for the last 5 years, we can make sure there's enough for everybody, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are surprised when they find out how far their water has to travel before it reaches the faucets in their home.
Well, it is kind of surprising. Thanks, Lisa. I will talk to you one more time before the show's over. So let's talk about how far your water travels before it gets to your school. We got a mystery on our hands here. We turn on the water tap here at Big Bear. Water flows out. How many people know where the water started out, where it came from? Cool! Because in just a minute, every hand will go up. You guys are going to be amazed to see how far your water travels before it gets to the school. Take a look. Well, before your water arrives here at this school or your house, it comes from a water treatment plant here in Big Bear where it's cleaned up for you. But it didn't come from Big Bear Lake. That is not where your drinking water comes from. Well, the water cycle is responsible for most of the water you guys use. Water rains down, it rises up, becomes a cloud, rains down again, and a lot of it percolates underground here in Big Bear. And in fact, that's the source of your drinking water. Your water comes from groundwater, even though you have all that out there in the lake. That's one of the best waterway surprises at Big Bear Lake. Mystery solved. Thank you very, very much. So now everybody knows where your water comes from. Let's do one more water quiz before the show is over. Let me grab this microphone over here. It's time to tickle your brains with one more water planet puzzle. So let's kind of torture your brains a little bit with one more Super Science quiz. And here to help me do that is one more volunteer that I met a little earlier in today's show, another co-star. Put your hands together and welcome Kayla! Come on, Kayla. I lost the microphone. That happens. You have a loud voice. Well, you will, okay. Kayla is going to read this quiz without the microphone. Are you ready to go? Hit it.
How long can a person live without water?
One more time, a little louder.
How long can a person live without water?
You're fantastic. Give Kayla a hand to help me out. You are beautiful. Thank you. Academy Award for you. Kayla would like to know how long a human, that's you, can live without water. Great question. Yeah. 3 days. Good answer. What do you think? 3 days is fine. Yeah. What do you think? A week. Good answer. This guy's back. Okay. About a week, you think? Over here. Hour and a half. Wow. I'm going to keep an eye on you during this show. Good thing it's a short one. What do you think? Good answer. 6 days. Cool. What do you think? Okay. And one more. Great. Great answers, you guys. This is kind of a tricky question because it depends on how big the person is and how hot it is outside. But the average human can live about 7 days, about 1 week without water. Give yourselves a round of applause. Good job, guys. By the way, a person can live for a month or 2 without food. A very large person, but only about 7 days without water. Okay, let's do some more magic for you. But first, let's review. We've learned about the science of water. We know what's inside a water well. Molecules and atoms. We have learned how to conserve water. And everybody in this room learned that most of your drinking water here in Big Bear Lake comes from groundwater, not from the lake itself. But how does it get from the reservoir where Lisa's hanging out to your water wells? Well, a long time ago somebody picked up a hollow log like that and they ran some water through the middle and they said, you know what? That looks like a pipe. That's how we got the idea for water pipes, from logs. So I want to talk about water pipes for just a couple of minutes since they are very important to deliver water for you. Guys, the delivery of water is kind of invisible. We don't really see it happening because so much of it happens deep underground, you know, away from your eyes. So let's talk about the invisible delivery of water here in Big Bear Lake. We kind of take it for granted sometimes. We turn on the water tap and the water flows out. But below the surface of the streets, water pipes like this big empty one are hard at work, doing their job, bringing you guys fresh, clean water. Let's put a cap on this empty water pipe, do some magic. Yep, still empty. Cool. It's got both ends, so nothing to get in or out. Here's what I want you to know about water pipes. They're kind of like the arteries and the veins inside your body. working hard in invisible places, doing their job, bringing you guys fresh, clean water all the way across the town of Big Bear and directly into your water glass. Thank you very much. All right. Got to share a little bad news with you guys now. No, don't worry, the show is quite real. We got to talk a little bit about water pollution. Yikes, water pollution. How it affects each and every kid in this room and each and every person on planet Earth. Did you guys know that a quart of used motor oil, this amount, if you poured this onto Big Bear Lake, and I know you would never do that, but if you did, this would spread out and cover an area the size of 4 football fields. Really, with a film of sticky, yucky pollution. This tiny bottle would cover 4 of those. And the sad part is, sometimes this kind of pollution gets into your water supply. Now, I can't make a lake a barrier, but I do the next best thing. I can use your imaginations. So let's do that. Let's pretend that this empty bucket is Big Bear Lake. Can you guys do that for me? Okay, that's our lake, our pretend lake for a minute. I wish I had a pretend fish to put in that pretend lake, because I would love to show you how this pollution thing happens, but, you know, I just thought of something. I know where I can find a fish. There's a lake out here. Excuse me, I'm going to turn on the remote cameras and keep an eye on me. Don't go away, I'll be right back. There's an interesting looking fish. He's got 2 knees, so he must be a 2-knee fish. All right, let's put our pretend fish into our pretend lake. Here he goes. All right, let's add some pretend pollution.
Oh my.
Chill out, we're only pretending. Question is, how would you feel if you were this poor fish in that pollution? Well, you guys over here would be a little bugged, I know that. You guys over here would feel a little pinched by the situation. You guys in the back would definitely get a little crabby. And you guys in the back here would say the whole deal stinks. Hey, let's do our best to keep our birds and fish pollution free. Thank you very, very much. All right, I have 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in my program. Before we're done, let's talk about the magic of recycling. Take a listen. Got some questions for you. Question 1, what's recycling all about? Well, personally, I think recycling is probably the single most effective thing that a kid can do, or anybody can do, to help planet Earth. And many people recycle all the time with very little effort. Here's a big piece of recycled cardboard I've been using in my productions for many, many years now. Let's take an object like, how about this chair? When its usefulness is over, let's say a leg breaks off. The easy thing to do might be to throw it into a dump or into a landfill. Then another person's chair loses a leg and they throw that into the dump or into the landfill. But every time somebody repairs one of these 2 chairs, reused as a recycle bin, it cleans up our planet. Gives us one more place we can sit down. So, do me a favor, reuse things whenever you can, recycle often, reduce consumption, that means use less. As our needs shrink, so will our landfills. Planet Earth, we're made a great place to cherish. Thank you very, very much. Hey, you guys have been a great group. I have one last magical illusion I want to do for you. And I know you're going to have a wonderful time out at the festival outside. There's so much to learn and see and do out there. A long time ago when I was a kid, I decided I wanted to learn how to fly.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. All I needed to do that was a little imagination. In my case, I needed one more thing. I needed a cardboard box. So I want to finish my show and say goodbye to you with one final celebration of human imagination and recycling. Start with a piece of corrugated cardboard. Add a dash of magic. The result is pretty cool. Take a look. I'll make a box on the stage. Now wait a minute, I just thought of something. Stop the music. You know, I like to go out with a bang. So I'd like to show you my favorite magical trick of all time. One I invented about 20 years ago. I hope you enjoy it. Take a look. I start with a cardboard box here on the stage. It's a reused cardboard box. It's corrugated cardboard. I have used this thing for 15 years. Here's another piece I've used over and over again. Actually, I've used this once in the show already today. So this trick isn't just about recycling. This trick is suddenly about reusing things, which is even cooler. I want to tell you a little story about cardboard to finish my show. And here's the piece I want to show you. So listen up. There's a thing that you'll find with an amazing design and a light golden brown fibrous skin. You can bend it and fold it and make as you mold it a box or a crate or a bin. It's made out of stuff that's simple but tough because it's filled with these ripples and curves, and it's there that its strength lies, both sideways and lengthwise. Gives it the name it deserves. Corrugated cardboard takes a lot of water to make it. Recycle it, you save water. Let's do one last trick for you. Keep your eyes on my 2 feet at all times. There they go. 1, 2. My right foot has mysteriously vanished. Thank you. I was standing on 1 foot. You guys are just so sharp, I'll tell you. Wait a minute, I'm feeling a little lightheaded in your magic show. That means it's time to fly! Show. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Thanks, everybody. It's been fun.
You guys were absolutely terrific. Have a wonderful time outside. Thank you so much for having me up here today. Bye-bye, everybody.